So as we discussed recently, an armed right-wing militia took over a federal government building in Oregon last week. They're still there, and they plan to stay there for, quote, years. That's in their words, not my words. The dispute started over a 5-year prison sentence that was given to 2 local ranchers for arson. They burned down acres of government property on 2 separate occasions. And apparently the reason behind it, and this was adjudicated in court, so we know that this is the case, is because they were trying to cover up illegal hunting. And at one time when they did it, they're not allowed to do it anyway, to burn down government property, but at one time they did it, there was what's called a burn ban in effect because the government was fighting a fire that was sparked by lightning. So 2 separate occasions, it was arson. And as a result of that, there's some kind of mandatory minimum where they have to go to jail for at least 5 years for doing what they did. And when it came time for them to report to prison, armed men took over a wildlife building. So Eamon Bundy, whose name is always hilarious, it makes me giggle inside every time I hear it, is the leader of this group. And for those of you who don't know, this is the son of Cliven Bundy. Now, Cliven Bundy is famous for being a moocher and not paying his grazing fees and then telling the feds to fuck off as his militia thug friends held guns and pointed it at them. This was a big story probably about a year ago where he owed over $1 million in grazing fees to the federal government. All the other ranchers somehow can pay their grazing fees, but he pretended like he was taking a principled stand in being a moocher, and he had armed thugs come help him stand up against the government. So I want to give you a taste here of just how anti-government Eamon Bundy really is. So again, this is Cliven's son. He's leading this group in Oregon when they did an armed takeover of a federal government building. He said, quote, "Simply put, the federal government has adversely stolen the lands and resources from the people, destroyed thousands of jobs, and the economy of an entire country. The ranching and logging industries were only a start. Since then, these modern-day conquerors have moved onto the housing, banking, auto, manufacturing, financial, and the list goes on and on." Okay, damn. So he is really, really against the feds here, except when he wants money. I can smell some hypocrisy in the air. So Mother Jones reports, quote, "Eamon Bundy runs a Phoenix-based company called Valet Fleet Services, LLC, which specializes in repairing and maintaining fleets of semi-trucks throughout Arizona. In 2010, Bundy's business borrowed $530,000 through a Small Business Administration loan guarantee program. The program seeks to aid small businesses which are unable to obtain financing in the private credit marketplace. The government estimated that this subsidy could cost taxpayers $22,419. Oh, well, isn't that fucking convenient? Mr. Anti-Government, I'm so principled in my hatred of government. I don't need no stinking government. I'll pull myself up by my bootstraps. Don't tread on me. Get away, feds. What was he doing? When he was in trouble, he's like, well, no, I get help from the federal government because, hello, I'm me. The rules don't apply to me. So when I talk about small government, I'm talking about if there's, other people, Democrats, minorities, if they, for example, need $1.30 per meal in order to feed their kids because they're on hard times, no, here's some fucking bootstraps. You pull yourself up by them. Moochers, parasites. But when it comes to him, oh, no, the rules don't apply to me. So I believe in small government except for when I don't. This is that hypocrisy that we see time and time again on the right. The same people who scream about small government were the same people who turn around and supported transvaginal ultrasounds, which is state-sanctioned penetration. They put a camera up your vagina. Some can call it, or some have called it, state-sanctioned rape. And small government, except when it comes to the issue of abortion and women's reproductive rights, in which case we want to shove a camera up your twat. So don't tell me you believe in small government. You don't believe in small government. Again, you only believe in it when it's fucking convenient for you. You want rugged, laissez-faire capitalism for the other, for Democrats and minorities and other people. But for you, oh my God, I'm on hard time. Government save me. I need over $500,000 for a loan for my business. But I thought you were principled. I thought you don't believe in government. If you don't believe in government, okay, live by your words. Go get a loan on the private market. Oh, but that's right. As they just said, he couldn't get a loan on the private market. Why? He probably has shitty credit. Nobody wanted to give him a loan on the private market. So he had to run to the government. Please help me. Help me, government. I'm in so much trouble. Now, what would he say here in response? He would say, wait. No. You're getting it all twisted. This isn't like a welfare check for me. Kind of is. But no, the thing is, we paid our taxes. And we've been paying our taxes for so long. And then when we fell on some tough times and we needed a little bit of help, sure, we go to the government and we get a loan. What's the problem here? We're just getting back what we're owed. We're just getting back because we've paid taxes this entire time. And then, hey, we finally need some help now. My response to that is, right. Now, why don't you fucking apply that logic to everybody else in the country? You know, there are rules and regulations that go hand in hand with all these different social safety net programs, for example. So for unemployment, you have to prove that you're looking for work as you're taking unemployment. You had to work with a certain company for over a year before you can even get unemployment. It runs out after a certain amount of time. There are rules and regulations to ensure that you're actually helping the people who genuinely need the help. But for you, he's like, no, I don't care about any of that. You can prove that you need the help. You can prove that you paid taxes beforehand and you're getting back just what you paid in. I don't care. Here's some fucking bootstraps. Liberty, freedom, small government. Except when it comes to me, I get socialism and I get to not call it socialism and then we all move along. See, this is my problem with these guys, man. And this is something this is always the case. This always fucking happens. I mean, we covered a story a few years ago where there were people in Congress, Republican representatives, who would give speeches on the floor talking about how, oh my God, food stamps is a problem and these people are taking money and you're breeding laziness, and they'd say all these things. Come to find out, in the Farm Bill, which has the spending for food stamps and for subsidies for farms, okay, come to find out, so many of the Republican representatives were taking hundreds of thousands of dollars for their family farms. So as they're berating people for, again, taking $1.30 per meal to feed their kid so the kid can stay alive, they're like, gimme. I get way more money than they'll ever get, and I get to still judge them and berate them like they're lazy. But when I take hundreds of thousands of dollars, no, that's not me. That's not socialism. That's not welfare. That's not breeding laziness for me. It only is for them. They're fucking hypocrites, man. And if you can't see it, you're not paying attention.